Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that comes up.
I hope so too. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping someone will try to cut it.
Going for 3 hotshot desert princes.
That's right. They're all named Potluck. It's all
Where do we go with Elon today?
Will those be with AI? That's right.
I would assume.
Right?
I assume so.
Yeah. They look just
Maybe
off
just-
enough.
His father's proud of his bloodlust.
I assume it's Midjourney, because Midjourney specializes in these very static forward-facing profile shots.
Yeah, they look more.
Yeah, very plain.
Horses.
Full of worms.
Full of worms.
Worm Moon brand.
You say full of worms. Do you also mean tapeworms?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Just like my cats when I found them. 3 different types of worms.
that scans.
So go bump in the night.
It's under filthy neutrals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, where should we? Maybe near the something or where's the front of the ship? Yeah.
Players, you got done with your alterations?
Mm-hmm.
About. Writers, think about which doors should be open. Stasis doors.
So they couldn't get all of them open before they got attacked. So they were like armed.
They are incorrigible.
Yeah, just drag and drop the taser. Also,
That's great. Hey, writers' rooms. Let's circle up again.
it is when you have this much stuff pre-loaded. And I've been in this platform for a couple of years now, just been years. Bad guys, good guys, items.
Mountains of pull from all these connections.
These are items.
Man, I'm folks.
So I was thinking.
Maybe it's just not. No, that would make no sense.
Which one are you? This one?
Yeah.
No,
I don't
Stupid. It's crazy. I just said
It's probably because of how many people are on the website. Because normally the website's only able to handle.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real tool. And you said it's 40? Where do you buy it? Just from there?
One-time purchase, yeah.
Oh, it's a one-time purchase? Dang.
You gotta have a server to run it. There's another service that runs servers for you. Just
Or like, in these ones where it's like, they're kind of right next to each other. But it doesn't-
A one-time purchase software like that isn't something you get every day.
It's where,
Yeah. Even physical things you have to pay repeatedly to get access to.
and because it allows mods, you use Roll20 of it, a lot of the stuff you're seeing is mods. A lot of for my blind player, he interacts purely with a chat prompt. We'll just like so much PDR, quick perception check. And that's a mod.
How's writing been?
And whenever that mod breaks or has an
I've
issue,
not had time. Yeah, I
we send
still
that
have a
guy.
couple late papers for you one that I need to get back to them. I only got most of them back this week, so I'm behind everything.
Okay.
How about you? Writing?
And
Yeah.
same with most of your.
You have a question, this is both exactly. I opened a can of worms I shouldn't have.
I want stereo.
I think I'm just, in my head, I'm trying to like, figure out what I want to be doing for once. Like what I want to be. Like, okay, I feel like we don't know yet what it's going to look like. Yeah. But I still want things to be clear for me to just have like enough material that I'm ready to like share that we can, you know. So. Yeah. Because we didn't do story time this week, I'm prepped for next workshop at least. I like to keep working on, you know, have like half of something.
Yeah.
So that's a like good workshop not to have.
That's
true.
Okay, players, you're probably ready. Writers, we have something?
Almost.
Just
about, yeah.
another minute or two, we can't keep them waiting all day. People demand blood.
What?
Alexis's response to that is.
It so often is.
I believe she's playing our large man.
I am.
This configuration, so she's, yeah.
I have to tee-hee as much as possible when I'm being a large man.
The flat earther who says the planets are just saucer and just face at
Yep.
us, constantly turn towards us.
Exactly. He tee-hees a lot.
And so, but like for this ship, how did you generate that? Did you?
No, I subbed to a bunch of artists in Patreon
Okay.
that, you know, $30 or $40 a month, and I get just dozens of really beautiful work now. Animated. You know, you probably didn't even know.
It's like venting something?
It moves, yeah. The vents here and the thrusters do stuff.
Constantly.
Okay, I was trying to get him to give you more attention.
Okay, what's up? How we doing?
I think we're basically good.
I don't know if we're still in combat. You were in like the middle of the initiative, I think. I don't know.
Maybe I'll wait.
Well, it depends what we're doing.
That's true. No idea. I'm gonna go.
I mean, who knows what this whole group of thing is about.
We can stall for you.
Yeah, I don't see chair sponsor. Very west.
Okay, sure. So he, do you want to role play? Sleazy, charming. Okay.
Yeah.
Technique, we might do
You
that.
know, he wants to.
We need a ruling.
Yeah. Oh, no, please. No, you've been typecast.
Oh.
Okay.
True.
Okay.
So, why is he on the ship? That's my question. Like, did he come from a different ship? Is he kind of like a trader? An intergalactic trader? Yeah. That's true.
So is he true?
Well, his thing is, he got in on it, yeah. So he doesn't want to, but at the same time, he wants to the whole world.
I feel like the writers aren't adding more Roombas.
No.
I can feel it in my bones.
We need more Roombas.
We need more Gordon Ramsays.
Not counting myself, we have one other person that knows any healing spells, so you're basically dead.
Oh yeah, I've already been thinking about what I'm gonna do. Take his loincloth and use it as a tourniquet for one of the legs.
Ooh, that's smart.
Which then leaves him with one leg, one tourniquet that he stick out, but such is life.
We don't judge here.
No, your role is to get like whatever she
Hope if he dies, he gets reincarnated as a Roomba.
He will.
What he deserves.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Try to protect you as much as possible because you have the highest attacks of any of us by far.
You know, you'll walk over there.
I feel like that's coming handy.
Yeah.
Okay, players. You all have fought off the infectious worms, although they are currently working their way very slowly through the large man. He's a big, beefy boy. And it's going to take them hours, maybe a day
Okay.
to completely kill him.
I thought it was gonna be like a minute. This is an
No.
improvement.
He's standing there pretending to be fine, and then you see him kind of go. It's bad.
Oh yeah.
It's worrying him, I'm sure, because it's an opponent he can't just chop in half. Now, you are all standing around in relief and horror after watching these flesh-eating worms eat these two strange guards. Right?
Oh, no, it's right.
Oh.
It's behind you.
Okay, hey, what's up? And you sort of get a moment of calm, one beat of silence, and then you hear as a intercom system comes on, and you hear a sleazy, smarmy voice speak to you.
Greetings! My friends! Friends!
You can respond in character only.
Hey. Are you single?
Relentless.
Yes! I am single. Are you?
It's complicated, but we can say that I am.
I've been watching you in your battle against the worms. You've done well, my friends. Very, very well.
See, this is what I warned you guys about. The actor runs away with the
I've done so well in full war.
You're just like watching the car accident happen in slow motion. Candid, please, take it away.
Now, I have a proposition for you.
Yes.
I have a task that I would like you to accomplish for me. I'm in control of the ship, and I'm not sure what exactly am I asking?
What are you? Talk to the writers.
I know what it is. I need
Get updated on the writers. Yeah, that's okay. Well, that's fine. You can always pause to check the writers.
As they update, can I use Aylin's loincloth as a tourniquet for one of the legs? Slow the worms slightly, at least in that way.
So you're just gonna go dong out.
Yes.
That's.
I don't think he cares. There's a
No,
lot
I'm sure he
going on.
doesn't care. Maybe some others care, but
That's their problem.
that is their problem. I mean, it's a medical emergency.
Exactly.
Yeah, roll me a heal check.
Okay.
Also, any of you who are good at sense motive should roll me a sense motive check from your skills. From your skills. The Oracle's good at sense motive. The Bard's good at sense motive.
All of them
Ah,
promoted.
shit.
I got 25.
And did Aelin give me that
Then I
heal
roll
check?
like
5.
It doesn't do much.
He has just done kind of a simple crisscross knot of his own loincloth tied around his thigh. You can see the worm burrowing back and forth underneath it. It's obviously ineffective.
Ah!
He just keeps kind of pulling it tighter and itching.
So it does nothing. In that case, I'll put it back on.
Oh, okay.
You don't have
Turn
to.
the loincloth
He doesn't have to. He looks at you and he decides to do it.
Writers, oh god, these names. Hot Locket has rolled a 20 sense motive, meaning if the character role played by Pinckney here is lying or nervous or unsure or has kind of a waver in their voice, Locket will notice it. So bake that into your calculations. Carathea is a 25. Trudy is not quite on the same wavelength. You don't speak sleazy capitalist.
No,
Come on, Trudy.
it doesn't really come up often in the woods where you're fighting this ride.
Yeah, you're not picking up the ulterior motives the way that the Bard and the Rogue are.
There's a symbol like that.
Fair enough. All right.
Let me assure you that I have no ulterior motives. I am a beneficent man. I'm kind and generous, and I want only good for you.
Any response?
Why did I wake up on a ship if you wanted good for me?
What's that?
Why did I wake up on a ship not knowing where I am if you wanted good for me?
That's a tough question.
That is a tough question. Now, what I need you to do before the ship is in trouble. Yes, we're all aware of this. There are red lights flashing. There are holes in the floor.
I'm full of worms.
Yeah, it's terrible. But there is a way off this ship, and I can make it available to you, but only after you have cleansed the ship of zombies and worms.
You thought that was going to be a tough sell?
Wait.
Fight.
I cover the mic so what's his face doesn't hear us. And I let everyone know that I don't trust this
Watch the
person.
show and assume that they're going to
Yeah,
do it.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I look forward to giving you the codes to the escape pods as soon as the ship is clean.
Just $9.99 a month. Okay, so the intercom clicks off. You're back in silence, and the party all standing there looking at each other, having been signed up for zombie clearing. What do we say to each other?
I don't trust this bitch. I don't trust him.
Yeah, we don't trust this guy, right? I typically do not trust voices over intercoms.
I just listened to what he said. I'm just scratching at worms.
Okay.
Do you need help with that? Are you okay?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't know what can be done, but I'm not having a good time.
Hey. Well, I haven't. Usually I try and prevent people from getting scum stuck in their legs and crawling through their veins, but I don't know, maybe I could think of something.
You could burn them out.
Hell yeah.
They can put off
I'm
your
ready to
leg.
get cauterized.
So you know your own capabilities. I mean, well, obviously you could get something on fire really hot and burn yourself with it. That's well within anybody's competence, even his. And he's probably had wounds treated that way before.
Oh yeah.
So the Oracle and you guys will honestly just have to check because I've forgotten. You can open up your sheets, look at your skills. You can see the number next to the skill and see if you're any good at it. And your concern here is if somebody is particularly good at the heal skill,
Oh no.
that is that is first aid. It's very minor surgeries if you're very good at it. It's also incidentally, how you determine the cause of death on the corpse, so might come to that.
I will say I have a plus 11 to heal.
Would you, in her background, from where she's from, when someone is infested with a parasite like this, you do have a remedy that your tribe uses. It's very unpleasant for the subject and the parasites, but you could do it. Basically, you mix up this sort of paste that they have to ingest, and within minutes, this will cause the technical term, like a full body evacuation.
I'm fine. I've drunk the blood of my enemies. This is nothing.
You sure?
I have other parasites because of that.
Look, it's a full body evacuation. It's not just like.
I'll go back in the little like escape pod. I'll take care of it in my own space. We're still covered in orange goo. I'm gross to begin with.
The escape pods do have one of those NASA, like a crotch, pee and poop
Perfect.
receptacle.
Well, we also haven't gotten
When you
access to
first,
those
when
yet.
you remember, you have a vague memory of him first getting into the stasis pod and putting the wrong end on the wrong end. So he was getting like fresh air sprayed on his junk, and the other thing was trying to suck the pee out of
To be fair, very primitive land. Not sure what a toilet is, but I'll figure it out.
Looks the same either way. It's got like.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm down if you want.
I can't seem to open up the.
Yeah, I can't even open my character.
You can't open your character sheet. You might be logged in. It's the wrong person. Let's see.
Yeah, I have the right character because I can open
I
it.
can go for
You can open up her, but not her.
I would appreciate it if you could.
Okay, let's refresh the browser. I don't see it.
I can help you with the toilet.
And you all know.
Sure. You're committing to a lot.
I'm aware.
Okay, so what does the large man say? It's Aelin?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does Aelin say to Trudy's proposal?
Please.
Alright, if you insist.
Okay, Trudy, you think that you can repurpose some of the goo that comes out of the stasis tubes to feed and nourish you guys? And
Yeah.
if someone will assist Trudy
I'll assist.
with a knowledge engineering check, someone competent,
Pretty good at that, yeah.
Let's have a knowledge engineering check.
Alright.
I will say I did already roll it.
You're pretty good at it too.
Well, not the
Well, that's
engineering heal.
Yeah, I see. The heal check is huge, yeah. Okay. Hot rocket and socket. I remember one, you guys fucked this up because the third somebody should have been drop it. Anyway, rocket and socket get into one of the stasis tubes and reprogram the goo tube dispenser to spit out some simulated herbal essences. She describes what she needs. You know, it's got to be like a cucumber and then some habanero sauce and a turkey gizzard.
Hell yeah.
Is what she's going for. And you're like, well, this is real close. Being as the purpose is to make the subject violently nauseous, this will definitely do. And you mix these ingredients together, they form a sort of, it's hard to tell between brown and purple colored paste. The smell of it makes you gag, pinches your nose shut, your eyes water, and it smells pretty foul.
This is why I usually stick to eucalyptus. Or poison ivy if I can find it.
Yeah, well, so you have a tiny little sample of this, and you are being instructed to ingest this.
Yeah, I throw it back like a shot.
Okay, go to your saves, and roll me a fortitude save.
Okay.
I've never seen someone so eager to take medicine before.
19.
Oh.
Aelin pitches his nose, and grunts and does like a couple squats, maybe a burpee, and
yeah.
then slams this thing back and just swallows it before, and you see his eyes kind of go crazy, and he starts sweating.
Mm-hmm.
He starts sort of feeling like he's going to throw up, and then he sort of gets this look on his face as it moves to the middle of his body. He goes, oh. And you may want to run to
Oh,
the
yes,
station.
definitely.
All right.
Do I have to roll anything for that, or am I just going?
You're going,
Perfect.
and we'll try not to get the Twitch channel shut down by going too far with the details here. But you piss and shit and barf at the same time violently. I had a date there. Never forget it. We did it for 6 years. So, it all comes out, and you're sweating, and you're shaking, and the worms emerge. What do you do? They are
Do I have time to
backing
kill
out
them if I'm vomiting? I don't like. I think I can just kind of along for the ride.
Well, no, you can still throw a punch. This would not be the first time he has simultaneously vomited and
That
thrown a
is
punch
true.
and crapped himself.
That is true.
He's
Is it? Well, I've learned from last time that running in with violence perhaps spoils the plans of others. So do I just I might just let them get out and then handle this after?
Well, you're fairly confident that if they get out, they will probably attempt to enter someone else.
Okay, no, then I'm immediately trying to squish them.
Okay. If they have any sort of memory at all, they'll probably never bother you again.
I certainly hope so.
Your body is what they refer to as a toxic work environment. Okay, so go to your, I think it's going to be under your attacks button at the top left, and give me a manly punch.
Perfect.
Punch manly.
Anything else I have to
And
add?
just single attack.
Okay.
As the worm comes out and inches away from you, you see that it is also vomiting and shitting. And you, while it's weak and in between your own dry heaves, you crush it utterly.
Perfect.
Another punch for the second worm that emerges. Trudy, by the sounds of things in the stasis room, bathroom, war zone, your remedy was a success. And now you hear violence. You hear him sort of grunting and yelling between heaves and punching worms. And a bit later, you see the door. I assume you open the door, Aelin,
when I'm clean.
Okay, everyone sort of takes a instinctive step back as the door opens. Not from the worms, but from the smell.
Oh, yeah.
And those of you that rolled a good knowledge engineering check with the goo tubes, I leave it to you whether you share this or not, but the stasis chamber has a shower function. You could, if you were a kind soul, approach this man and activate it while he's still standing in it. You would have to brave the smell.
I'll do it. I'll do it for you.
Make a fort save. Do your save and click fortitude.
Can I join the shower?
Socket pulls out a cloth and covers her mouth and walks in, hits the switch, and you are sprayed with water.
First bath of his life.
It is like a sheepdog in a car wash. You're
Yes.
just, oh God! And you feel strange. You may never have had a full shower before. You feel like it's removing layers of your life. Like
It is. Now I'm a normal-sized man. I'm no longer allowed
sort
to
of
feel
concerned. It's
scum.
like it might be erasing parts of your history. You
Oh.
know, some of these stains and dust are with you. But you're quite clean. And what steps out of the stasis chamber after the steam clears is a beautiful, glistening, muscle-bound man with long, flowing hair. He fucking conditioned his hair. These are really nice
Ooh.
stasis tubes. And he looks like he just stepped out of a L'Oreal commercial.
God, your skin is a lot lighter than I thought. How much blood were you caked in?
He actually wasn't getting as much sun because
You can't just say that someone's skin's light.
no, he was wearing SPF.
My vitamin deficiency.
Okay, so Barbarian is cleansed of the flesh-eating disease. And
Thank you, friends. I will no longer discriminate against all your technological doodads that terrified me so.
Aelin smells like lavender. What do we do next?
So, zombies.
Point of order.
Anyone see any zombies? Because I sure, in the name of the Nine Hells, didn't.
Should probably go explore around, see if we can find anything that's living or undead.
We can also find our own way out. That could be really helpful.
Writers, do you mean for we should close doors to hide, and then I'm going to pull them over to this screen. Are you ready for that to happen? They are still on the splash screen. They don't see any of the dastardly things.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Praying, hoping, begging for
Oh, maybe.
Okay, so you've got the doors shut the way you
Grab a
want.
room and put it against the worms.
I'm looking at Lockett, Socket's view. They seem to see the right things and not see anything we shouldn't. Okay, good. Let me just clear the space. Okay, I'm pulling them over.
Hi, everyone. Marching order.
Okay.
Ah, this seems familiar.
Alright.
Now, where first? I'm pausing just so you guys don't accidentally open any doors and start a storyline you're not ready to go down yet.
Let's go.
Now, if the party does a full Scooby-Doo and just runs 2 different directions opening doors, okay.
No.
I will accept that
Absolutely not.
choice. I have to. But I would advise you converse and decide we all go this way.
Nice.
Well, the worms came from the door to our right, I guess. We could explore a little bit where we came from.
Maybe.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
I think we should go to like where the worms came from. I'm assuming they're all dead.
I certainly hope.
Well, the guy over the PA system, he did say that there are worms and zombies.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're connected.
We're trying to find them. I think we should find them.
Knowledge nature check or arcana, if you're good at it, knowledge arcana, or distantly accept a heal check. That would be.
Who wants to take it?
Anybody have knowledge nature? I don't know if you do.
I do.
It would be
Yeah, I
you.
do.
Or Aelin.
Oh no.
I don't think Aelin has enough skill points to really learn anything.
Oh, dang.
All of his points, he has very few skill points, and they're all in like climbing and swimming and shit. He's like,
I have
absolutely,
knowledge
this
of
is
the
Olympic
nature, not
athlete.
knowledge of the supernature.
Okay. Trudy, you don't know what connection the worms and the zombies could have.
Wait, did you say Arcana also?
Arcana would do, yeah.
Okay, so I do that.
I got a 15 in knowledge of me.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, Lockett, you have heard of across the universe in your travels and your vast education, and your 3 PhDs in wizardry. You went to an Ivy League school and you write in third person. So, there is a known zombie plague that does begin with a flesh-eating worm infestation, and this does match that. You read the vaguest paragraph about it in some medical book years ago.
Okay.
But this plague was thought to be eradicated. It's like smallpox. Somehow, Jenny McCarthy brought it back.
All right. Well,
Space Jam.
so according to that information, I can probably deduce that there are zombies behind the area where like the worms.
You read that stage 2
Stage 2
is the body animates, the worms animate. They burrow into the brain and they pilot your body like a mech.
Okay. Oh, so wait, hold on.
Yeah.
There's still a body there, right?
The body's still there. It's sort of skeletal. You can see the holes in the flesh. They start with the skin and they go for the muscles. Eventually, they develop a taste for the nervous system.
Okay.
And they sort of jack in. They wire into the brainstem.
So-
They eat the brain and then control you.
Okay, so that guy is on his way to becoming a zombie.
Probably.
Probably. Okay.
If
so,
his skull's full of worms, yeah.
yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna share this information with everybody.
Okay.
Okay. So in character, I think we need to either get rid of this body because he's eventually going to turn into a zombie, and I think we should at least either put him away in a room somewhere, lock him, maybe in the shower, where the shower is, lock him away, or burn him.
We should
Thoughts?
decapitate him.
We'll set it on fire.
Thoughts?
We'll set it on fire.
We could make the water
I
in the
don't-
shower like boil him. I guess.
Knowledge
Ooh.
engineering check on the set on fire idea.
I don't think we should set him on fire.
24.
Yeah, I do think
You
in a
are-
spaceship it's a little
Some of
risky.
you are aware.
Yeah,
Some
right.
of you are really not aware. But you're in space.
Yeah.
You're in a controlled, basically fake environment. This air is piped in, and because of the way things work on ships like this air is oxygen heavy. If you start a fire, you could start a real big fire.
Okay, then we should put him in a room and lock him in.
Can we
I did see
decapitate
some
him first?
holes in the floor.
We can decapitate him, then put the body, head somewhere and the body somewhere else.
I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Alright.
So the plan is,
We're gonna decapitate it, put the head somewhere different and the body somewhere else.
who here happens to have a gigantic sword and years and years of experience separating heads from bodies?
It's your time.
It's your time to
This
shine.
is why you kept me alive.
This is why healed you.
This is my Roomba god shown upon me. What do I, is it attack?
Yeah, go to
matter.
your inventory. I think your sword has a name.
It
'cause I
does.
copy-pasted it from somewhere.
Dolga's Legacy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's named after an elderly female dwarf that crafted it.
Ooh.
Go ahead and do a single attack. Well, power attack if you want to use lots of power and not a lot of accuracy, or single attack if you just.
It's corpse. I don't think it's moving too much.
Damn. Okay.
By the time you finish saying, we should cut his head off, his sword is already coming out of the scabbard, and he steps over into this long forward stride, a two-handed swing over the top of his head. It's actually kind of beautiful. It looks like a dance move. And he brings this blade down,
I've showered.
separating the head from the body in one smooth chop. It looks like a deli cut. And as he does it, his hair just flows. He passes under one of the air vents and it's just flowing behind him. It's unbelievably gorgeous. He looks like the cover of a Fabio novel. Fabio cut people's heads.
I'm feeling something.
As he should.
Feeling something in the loins.
Roll for the monkeys.
For the writers, this is just a D&D thing, but when people get a crit, it means they rolled a 20, which is rare. You're normally using a 20-sided dice. So this is a 5% chance that he does that well. So in that case, I make a bullshit sandwich. I just make it better. You don't always get your hair flowing in the wind. You don't always get graceful dancing. You don't always get the diplomat and the healer are like, that was gorgeous. I don't know much about cutting heads off because that's not my thing. I talk to people and heal them. But fuck that guy. He's a craftsman.
That's fine.
So crits get you extra.
The zombie man.
A
zombie
soldier on the
demon.
ground that was here last
Oh,
night.
okay.
Because they're concerned. So the head is separated rather beautifully. You can put it in a jar and put it on Futurama. It's great. What do you do next?
Alright. So I think we should put,
We should take the head somewhere.
yeah, the body we should put in the shower, and the head we should put, where else?
I want to use slide
In the
action
shower?
to take the head before anybody sees it.
That'd be a real difficult sleight of hand check.
You could also
it's the
take
size
the
of a
head.
bowling ball and everyone's staring at it in awe.
I'll try it anyway.
Let's see how you do.
What is it?
Take the head.
Oh, okay. That's fine too. You someone
Well,
can eat it.
if it's full of worms, it may be problematic.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was thinking about like tying it to
Ten. The rogue steps over and goes, holy shit! Points down the hall like one of you, like Aelin turns. Nobody else. And she very quickly throws a piece of cloth over the severed head and kicks it behind her.
Me? What?
Oh, I don't know what that was. Yeah.
Get rid of the head.
Smooth. Very smooth.
But we killed the
I'm still looking down the hall like,
Yeah,
where is it? Where'd it go?
Aaron, I don't, there's nothing. It's a trick.
You'd lie to me?
So the pods where we were to begin with,
Yeah.
can we put the head in there and close it?
Definitely.
Can we
Which
do
one do
that?
you want to do?
We should do that.
There's one straight north of you, or
Okay.
south. They're all around you.
All right. Well, the one that's closest to me.
Okay. Well, this one right up here looks good. You step up here, and this the side doors here look like they're spent, and the mechanisms are in emergency open. But this center one didn't open for some reason. You can see the control panel. You can open it if you wish.
Oh.
And then we're in combat. And open a chamber, and you see a man in a spacesuit, but he is wired into the life support. And you see worms wriggling, hanging out of his ears and out of parts of his neck. And he tears off the life support, which is really just pissing him off. Because he doesn't breathe anymore. And he lunges at you. So,
Throw the
we're going to
head.
throw the party in combat.
Hit him with the head.
No, but seriously, throw the head.
Yeah. Distraction. Distract.
And everyone, you can look at your crossed sword button next to the chat button at the top right. Or you've already got yours open. You just click your dice to roll initiative. There should be a little white dice next to your character in the combat tracker.
Oh, God, I didn't do too sharply this time.
Okay. And everybody's rolled initiative. So as this happens, alright, let's look. Okay, So Hot Locket has opened this stasis cell and found an active zombie.
Yes.
We will enter combat. No, in combat we want to.
Since he's a zombie, is he slower?
They're usually pretty slow. And you can see that the zombie has a 7 initiative. He's kind of going to be the last to move here.
Okay.
But Socket rolled even lower.
Oh, Socket.
Socket was actually out of line.
That's alright.
So, first turn. Trudy, all you know. Normally you get 2 actions. You're kind of surprised. You normally get 2 actions. I'm going to give you 1. Because you heard Hot Locket go, oh, well, we'll just put him in this one here. Oh, my God! Sudden reaction of some obscenity from his homeworld that none of them have heard before. But it sounds like alarm from around the corner. What are you thinking? What do you want to do? You don't see the action at the moment.
Well, I'm definitely going to think, well, that sounds like trouble. And going to at least move over to take a look at what's going on.
You turn and see that Hot Locket has indeed discovered a zombie, and that move will take your turn. You are now aware of it, and you see the zombie.
Well, that answers that query.
Martal, you kind of have the same sense here. Around the corner to your right, the Technomancer just walked down the hall and then went, oh shit.
I'm gonna go into stealth.
Okay, roll me a stealth skill check. Okay, you roll a stealth skill check, and the only thing there is to hide around here is Aelin. So you tumble through, glancing down the hall, see a zombie reaching for a Hot Locket, and you're like, nope. You tumble past Aelin and then just disappear behind it. There's a telephone pole. And the rest of the party's like, she is really gone. Is there a backpack of his she All right, Hot Locket.
Okay.
Face to face. You get a full action because you just opened this door, and truth be told, you're not quite surprised as everybody else. It's right in your face. What do you want to do?
Can I blind the zombie?
Roll me knowledge arcana.
I want to blind.
I have that extra bones.
Let's see. No.
Probably not. The undead typically don't see.
Oh.
But you're not sure how these operate.
Okay.
So you don't think blindness would affect it as much as it would a living thing.
Okay. So maybe I can just do a melee attack since he's so close to me.
You could. You're not great at those. You are very much.
I suck.
You're very much a wizard. That would sort of be like a punch from Hermione Granger. It would
Okay.
not
Okay.
be-
What about? Okay, I can grease the floor. So he'll fall over. So he'll fall over and take an even longer time to stand up while other people come and do their melee stuff. That's pretty cool.
Roll grease, and then you probably want to step backwards.
All right. I'm gonna roll it,
So it's under you found it? Okay, there's the lovely splat sound effect.
and then I'm gonna go back.
And you roll backwards. Let's see. Now, this zombie, he gets a reflex save. And you're...
Oh, he sucks.
He does suck. I agree. He needed a 16 and he got a 5. Trudy, you can see this happen. I mean, Hot Locket very coolly goes, ah! And then just a jet of clear gel-like grease flows out of his hand. And he just goes, he's like backing away. And you see the zombie is like, and it immediately steps in something he got on the floor, and the feet go up in the air, it falls back and slams and hits its head on the sort of toilet apparatus. And it's still writhing, it's still moving, but it is on its ass.
Alright, excellent.
I'm not used to seeing bipeds do that.
You can move back more than that.
Oh.
You can move another 3 or 4 squares. Okay,
Maybe I should
Karatha.
go more so that people can go at him.
Will this be the first thing you've met that you don't seduce?
I think I've had my fill of worms.
There's lots of blue.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
He looks like he had his fill of worms.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Since you put it that way.
Can I check if the goo is conductive to electricity?
Ooh.
You would suspect it would be.
Okay.
I mean, you're from a magic savvy society yourself. You guys don't rely on it. You're more tech than magic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you roll me a perception check actually.
Gotcha. Where is that?
And how are you thinking about conducting the electricity?
Skills, perception.
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, sorry, skills, perception.
I was thinking of using one of my bard things, short circuit, to like electrify and then hit the zombie with
Oh,
it.
those are your hacks. Those actually work on anything with electronics. And
Ooh.
this actually happens to you as you look at anything. Your eyes automatically do this. When your eyes look at anyone that uses technology like hot rocket or socket, you see a number of little pop-up information things about what they have and what they're using. You even see the opportunity to sabotage their systems, to break in, short circuit, shut things off, make things go haywire, detonate grenades on them, bad stuff. When you look at Aelin, you see jack shit. There's nothing to hack about Aelin.
Okay.
And when you look at, same thing when you look at Truly, they're so non-technical. But when you look at this astronaut, it is a zombie filled with worms in a spacesuit, and you can hack the spacesuit. It has little maneuvering jets on it. It has an oxygen supply. We don't know how full it is. It has a number of technological things on it that you can attack with short circuit.
I would like to do that.
Okay, trigger. What are you going for? Because she can kind of target life support, maneuvering systems.
So I don't think it needs life support. I'm going to target its maneuvering systems.
Okay.
Short circuit. There we go.
Oh.
Did I win?
Yeah.
There you go. Zombie gets a will save. Let's see how he does. Wow, I mean the spacesuit. The spacesuit rolls an 11. You immediately hack straight into it, and you see a free fall protocol. And you know what that is. It causes the whole suit, every joint, to seize, and the suit fills with a temporary sort of shock-absorbent foam. He'll be completely paralyzed and probably immune to most physical harm for a number of minutes.
Okay.
Do you want to trigger that, or do you want to like send his jump jets and make him fly? I mean, you would really just bring him closer to you if you activated his jets.
I would like to paralyze him.
Okay. You activate free fall protocol, and you guys hear a sounds like a balloon filling up with Jello. And the zombie stops wriggling in the puddle of grease and just, and that's it. It stops moving. And you guys are out of combat, and it's time for discussion.
Just
Yeah,
close
good
the door
job.
on him.
Well,
Oh, Howard.
all right, good. All right, so I just want to talk to you a little bit about the storytelling experience that you just had, right? And you had part of the experience. You were part of planning, or you were part of executing, or you were balancing things, right? But you were different parts of the story, yeah? And it's pretty normal, and you all are probably, how many people here are used to playing tabletop games or some kind of collaborative game? Yeah, so a pretty good percentage of you. A generation ago, that would not have been true. And particularly in creative writing, for some reason, people would not have, been experienced with this kind of storytelling. Yeah, but I mean, I would rather watch an untold number of hours of this than go to even a very brief literary reading, right? And you don't hear laughter like this at a literary reading, right? And not everybody gets to participate. This is a really interesting and powerful form of storytelling, yeah? And I mean, it's been around a long time. H.G. Wells, for instance, pioneered a tabletop game, a tabletop miniature game about war, right? H.G. Wells, author of The Invisible Man, The Time Machine, War of the Worlds, et cetera, et cetera. And apparently you can still find the rules for the H.G. Wells tabletop game. And I'm sure he was working out of some tradition, yeah? And you're very blessed, I think, to have such a good DM, right, or GM, just to avoid the, no, I mean, you're a very good storyteller, right? I mean, that was, you use body language, you use your voice, you use humor, there's a lot of interplay.
Use my trauma.
Yeah, well, that's what
all
we
good
do.
writers do.
Yeah, but what I want you to look at, right, as you did this is you essentially, right, the people on this side of the table, the people on this side of the table, and this person at the end of the table, and even me just as an audience and a bit player, right, you all did the job that one writer does, yeah? And the difficulty is that as writers, when we're by ourselves, when we finally get away, we're like, finally, I can do the stuff I wanted to have happen. Those idiot players, they didn't even understand what the weird guy on the megaphone, on the PA system was trying to do, right? But I mean, that's a real dynamic. Have you ever had the experience? I mean, I've had it many times, where you have your elaborate plan for a story, and then you begin to write the story, and you realize at a certain point, like, oh, I'm not going to get anywhere near where I thought my ending was. Yeah, I see people nodding their heads. Generally speaking, when I outline a story, and I outline very lightly, right? But when I outline a story in my head before I sit down to write it, when I am finished with the story has maybe got to about 1/3 of the place I thought it was going to get to in my plan. Right? So this is a very real dynamic that you can have all the plans in the world you want, but once you start getting into the moment, right? First of all, the moment itself becomes fascinating and expands. Yeah, if you're observing it properly. Okay. Apparently we're being too loud for the hallway.
There we.
That was so aggressive.
Yeah, who was that?
Mitch was Nathan. I thought it was Nathan at first.
He's still outside.
I shouldn't have yelled
Yeah,
about
let's
you.
begin. Come back, Bo. You can hear
Those words.
Hey.
Great man, bully in fiction class.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's his what? Boss.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that was like, you're gonna.
Fix the air conditioning and we'll come on shower.
Yeah. Well, what's the problem with, like, are we disturbing conversations in the hallway with our class?
With our education?
How dare we?
I'm so
In a university.
Yeah, well, that's a very SIU sort of thing to do.
I got you on funding. I'm talking funding.
Okay, so, but right, so this may have seemed like a sort of an experience that's unique to this environment of collaborative storytelling. But the truth is that if you're giving yourself enough rein in your storytelling, even when you're doing it by yourself, yes, you're going to have a lot of crosstalk, a lot of unexpected things, and you should be able to make yourself laugh. Right? The only way your work will seem funny to us and surprising to us, right? Because if you want to surprise us with something, oh wow, I didn't think that was going to happen. Whoa, that weird guy's squirting oil out of his hand, which is an image that I'm going to have to get very drunk to get that out of my head. But it was, right, but that's exactly the way you were surprising each other, right? And the way the GM was surprising you, that's precisely what you have to be able to do when you're writing by yourself. Because if you write as a unitary person, a unitary personality, from a single perspective with a single plan, your work will be very thin and very, very dull, right? And so one of the things to take away from this is how do you do that, right? How do you divide yourself into the people who will surprise each other? Yeah. Well, luckily we know it's possible because you do it in dreams all the time, right? Yeah. I mean, I know I'm often surprised in my dreams. Yeah. But I'm the only person who's dreaming that dream, right? So my brain is divisible. And I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night laughing. Have you ever awakened yourself laughing? Just something so funny happens in a dream that I'm just laughing, and I wake up and I realize like I'm laughing, out loud, right? My wife screams in her sleep. Now she's been married to me for 30 years, so she comes by it pretty honestly. And she does it way less. I remember when we first got married, I was just like, I thought, oh my God, this is what marriage is. Like, I wake up at 3 in the morning, and this woman is just screaming and won't wake up.
Nothing could have
right?
prepared me for this.
She terrifies herself in her dreams. Yes.
Does talking about like a rabbit octopus in your bed count?
Yeah, but that's right. But we are able to give ourselves these experiences of surprise, of humor, of fear. Yeah, but that's why the writing has much more to do with the dreaming state, yeah, than it does to the activity of typing that we often mistake for writing, yeah. That it really is about the dream, and it really is about acknowledging how many different people you are, right? How many times a day do the people in this room have intrusive thoughts?
Okay, someone said it's a mental illness.
Exactly. We have intrusive thoughts. You think I am going to, like I cannot look at an engine, like the motor of a car, without thinking about putting my fingers into the fan. Right? Like it's just, and I mean, I'm not going to do it, I hope, but it's also not something I can't avoid thinking.
I constantly fantasize about walking through buildings, slamming classroom doors, and acting hard.
Right, yeah.
That's the dream.
And then you do it, and you realize it's so liberating, and it really helped.
This is a big deal.
Yeah, it made things better. So we're at time, but this was, first of all, this was really fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like this is a really cool kind of storytelling, and you'll very seldom, particularly after you get out of college, you will very seldom be in a group of people who are unself-conscious enough to enjoy themselves doing this kind of activity, right?
It looks like we're going ahead with a D&D actual play series through Neophyte.
Oh, great, good. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, so if you're interested in that, please talk to
I
Matt.
think we're full up at the time. We're starting with graduate students,
Okay.
but there's going to be room for multiple
Yeah,
series. running
yeah,
parallel.
let's see if we can, that sounds great. That sounds good. Yeah, let me know like what you all need to support that. We should get the Foundry. Is it
I
called?
think that's going to be our first meeting is discussing those
Okay,
logistics.
great. Yeah, well, just give me a list and we'll get it done. So, but I do want you to take away from this that this is not the only group of people you can play with. You can do this in your own head, and that's when your writing will be best, right? Is when you're trying to trick yourself, surprise yourself, frighten yourself, alarm yourself, make yourself laugh, and on and on and on like that. Okay? All right, so everybody for next week, come to class with you're doing 2 podcast episodes, and I hope you're already working on those. But I want you to come to Tuesday's class with the first episode finished and up on,
Anchor.
what's that?
Anchor.
Yeah, Anchor, but Spotify. Up on Spotify, and and we will play them and talk about them and that kind of thing. And then you're gonna, I want you to take what we say when we talk about your first episode, and I want you to edit your second episode, which you will already have begun, okay? But I want you to take into account what we talk about on Tuesday, and then come in Thursday with episode number 2. Okay, so next week is just episode 1 on Spotify of your podcast, and episode 2 on Spotify of your podcast. Okay? Yes.
How long are you reading the video again?
I don't care. Like if it's 2 really good minutes, that seems fine, right? If it's 10 really boring minutes, that's 5 times, more than 5 times worse than 2 good minutes, right? And if it's 2 bad minutes, it's 5 times less bad than 10 bad minutes. Like if you're being boring, be boring in a really short way, right? People who are boring usually try to impress by putting out a lot of content, and that's really the opposite. Boring people should keep their shit short. Okay? All right, so if it's good, it can be as long as you want. If it's bad, it can be as short as you want. And if it's good, it can be as short as you want. Okay? All right, very good. I will see you on Tuesday. Thank you for approaching this with a great
It's gonna be
will.
like 5.
Right?
Surprised and boring.